We are on, baby.
Yay! So I made a presentation.
Woohoo!
Why don't we mute everyone too? I don't know if you can do that, Krista, because I can't.
I can. Hold, please.
Okay. Let me see if I can figure the screen share thingy out. Can you guys all see that?
Yeah.
Hold on, I don't know. Oh, there we go. So I wanted to do a little team call today about creating value in your posts. I kind of talked to Krista and Emily, and they kind of both said that I would be good at kind of talking a little bit about posting. I am always obviously posting. If anyone's friends with me, I post probably about 5 times a day, so not a little much, but and I don't, not everyone has to do that, but so I'm going a little bit about myself. I have started this journey. I've been doing this business probably since it's September is when I really started. I signed up as a discount coach in March, and then I didn't start really until September, and that's when I kind of dove into it. I had lost my job because I was too pregnant and I couldn't be behind the bar anymore. So I just dove really into the Beachbody business. A little more backstory about this. Growing up, I kind of was always, the outgoing girl. I was really loud. I had a lot of fun, and I didn't care what anyone ever thought about me. I think that's kind of one of the reasons why my husband was so attracted to me, because I was one of those people that just went for it. And, when I met him, I went straight for it and got married 3 months later. So I had really a no fear of things in my entire life. And when I got married to my husband, I got a job where I got that spirit of mine got beaten down. I was basically told that I was not good enough, and I was just that spirit just really died in me. I didn't have confidence like I used to. I questioned my friendships. I questioned my relationships. I questioned everything that I was doing in my life. And I just was lost. I started drinking a lot, even more so than I was. And I just couldn't pull myself out of it for some reason. And I had a lot of anxiety and fears. I had my first son, and like every mother does, you just pour yourself into your family. And so before I became a coach, I was just really a mom. I felt like I had nothing. I had been a hairdresser forever, and that was my creativity outlet, but I felt like I couldn't do anything. So I was really, really lost. And I just poured everything that I had into my children. And I had nothing for myself. I was very depressed. And then Krista called me one day after I was on this weight loss journey, and called me and said, do you want to do this group with me? And I remember the first time I posted something of P90X, and I was sweating. And within a day or two, Krista's like, oh my gosh, you need to be a coach. Because I started posting it, it was just a natural outlet for me. Social media was a natural outlet for me. So posting became super natural to me. And this is kind of why I wanted to share that with you guys, and the creative outlet, and where I started to where I have become. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips of what I like to do. And then, sorry, this is my first time, so I'm going to ramble just a tiny bit. Okay, so my first tip is to stay consistent with your posting. If you can't stay consistent in anything else, in any area, if you can't do your PD consistently, if you can't do your workout consistently, your shakes consistently, but you still want to build a business, I just say post consistently. I've had, times where I couldn't get my power hour in, and I would just sit there for a week not getting my power hour in. And the only thing that was consistent was my posting. And people are following your posts all the time. So you always want to make sure you're kind of in everyone's in the newsfeed. I personally try to post about 2 to 3 times a day, and I have done days like today where I post a little bit more, 4 or 5. The reason for that is that you're going to always be in their feed if you're constantly doing that, and you kind of want to pick the times of the day. So I try to do one first thing in the morning, and then I'll do like one in the mid-morning to lunchtime, mid-afternoon, and then I'll do one at night. It kind of depends on your day. So if you're at work all day, post early in the morning and then post in the afternoon, and just be consistent with those 2 times. So that way they see you. If you're doing one post once a month and all the other posts that they see aren't really relevant to what you're doing or what you're trying to achieve, then they'll question it. They won't ever see that. So you kind of want to always be in the newsfeed. You want to know who your followers are. I personally have gotten a lot of messages from my followers. I have a few of them that say, I want more recipes. And I go, well, do you follow my like page? Are you seeing what's on my like page? Or are you talking about my regular page? And I'll have them, and I've had a girl say, well, on your like page. So now I'm constantly posting every day a recipe. I ask people, so if you like my page, like, how can I make things better for you? And how can I offer some value into your life? And knowing who you're attracting, and you'll start to see that those are the people that are constantly liking your posts. They're constantly stalking you. So knowing what they need is how you can attract more and give more to your followers. I try to schedule my like page posts. If anyone has a like page, try to schedule those. Like I said, I do a recipe every single morning, Monday through Friday, or Sunday through Friday, of a recipe. And then I'll add in my little other posts in the afternoon. Most of the time it's a post that I've already done on my regular page, and I'll just copy that and I'll put it into my like page, because not everyone will see those posts. Reuse and recycle your pictures. I have had tons of times where I have used the same picture for a different post. I'll just rearrange it, move it around. Or I think I just recycled a clean eating post that I had posted back in June, and I just reposted it because it didn't have a date on it. So I just took it off of there and I put it back up on the wall for my new clean eating group. You can kind of do stuff like that. Always recycle and reuse. It's the best way to keep things going if you get stuck. My tip number 2 is to share when it happens. This is kind of one thing this is why I do it. I have so many posts in my group, in my page, because I tend to share when it happens. Every life event that happens, I always find a way that I can share it. And I try to do it in a quirky way, and I try to do it in a sentimental way. But any kind of life event, I always try to think of, like, how can I share that? How can I get people to see what I'm doing? Your followers will want to know what you're doing. If they want to see what's going on in your life. So constantly posting those kind of things is fun. You just want to always be sharing little things. Sorry. When you have a creative idea, you don't really want to wait too long to share it. Like, you don't want to build it up and share it. I mean, you can sit there and you can have the creative idea and write it down. But for me, I don't usually have a pen and paper right next to me, and I tend to forget things. So I tend to not wait too long when I have that creative idea and I post it. If you can't think of something to say, but you have like all these really cute pictures that you just took, create a post, create like a picture collage, and then put it in your folder and then come back to it and share it later, write something about it later. I do everything on my phone, so I'm usually snapping pictures all day long and all the time. So I will create like this beautiful post or picture, and sometimes I just can't think of what I want to say. So I'll just come back to it like later on in the day. And I've even had it where I forgot about it completely, and then 2 days later I was like, oh yeah, now I know what to say about it. So constantly sharing what's going on in your life is always a good tip for me. That will put you in the newsfeed a little bit more. And so tip number 3 is to be real. I said a bad day or any situations can be lesson learned for many. Always find a positive outcome to the negative situation. There's always positivity in the worst of cases. Be someone they can relate to. No one is perfect. Don't try to be. I remember the day that I posted up something that was so real. And before, I was just posting it positive. My life is perfect. And I remember I was just having a really rough day with my kids, like to the point I wanted to pull all my hair out. I was a mess, emotionally drained. I went on a team call, and we kind of just happened to have like this chat about posting something real. And so I posted up my bad day, and I didn't rant about it. I wasn't negative about it. I said, I had this bad day, and now I'm having a better day, or I turned it into a positive event. And I remember the first couple people said, oh, phew, I thought your life was just so perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you for being real. A perfect example was Emily's post today with her son's allergies. I mean, that was real, and that's an emotional, valuable post that was so powerful that you're just like, wow, like, and so many people can relate to that. And that's kind of what when I say be real, just do stuff that people can relate to. In this corner over here where it has the 3 kids and my empty refrigerator and Shakeology, I got so many responses on that, because there's people that are like, I totally get that situation. I've been in that situation because you just moved. I had no money for groceries, and I kind of said, well, I'm glad I have my shakes because this is my healthiest meal of the day, and my kids are getting their nutrition. And I had people say, thank you so much for posting that, because I can totally relate to that. And then silly stuff with my breast milk coming out of my shirt. Like, that's just silly mommy stuff. So I have a lot of moms that can relate to that. And just being real is a really huge key for people to want to relate to, and they want to follow you and everything like that. Tip number 4 is to create a visual that is appealing to the eye. Like I said, I do everything on my phone. So I recommend always create a picture with a post. There's very rare occasions that I'm just going to start typing. I want people to stop and read what I'm saying. So I want to create something really beautiful or something powerful or eye-catching, and they're going to stop and be like, what does she have to say? Because that's kind of cool. The few apps that I like to use is PhotoGrid, PhotoFi, Pick, Play, and Post, and then I do video effects. And like I said, I do everything on my phone. There's very rare occasions that I'm doing anything on my computer. So if you can find a computer app and create something like that, and that's easy for you, go right ahead. For me, my phone is just my easy outlet to go by, and everything's stored there. It takes 2 seconds, and you can mix match them, and you can reuse pictures, add pictures, and like make it eye-catching, definitely, for sure. Because people want to see that. If you want people to read a valuable post, you got to have a little visual too added to it. Tip number 5, post through Instagram, then share to your Facebook. All of my Instagram photo, my Instagram photo in Facebook is mostly public. I don't know how to fix that, and I'm still figuring it out, but most of it is public. I tend to keep my children private more, and more of like my posts, like these 3 posts on my Instagram are all public. When I post it through Instagram and then I share it to Facebook. Facebook is going to put all of those posts that you do through Instagram in one album. So if you want to go and look for an old post, you're not searching through so many albums trying to find that post. You can go straight to your Instagram and you can find it. Now, I have a lot of pictures in my Instagram. I have about 1,700. That's a lot. 1,700 pictures in my Instagram. But it's all there and it's easy for me to find. So if I'm like thinking I want to do like a quick transformation post, darn it, I don't have all those pictures that I had before. On this top corner where it's the 21-day fix, so I had reused this picture here. The corner with the 3 of myself was a separate post that I had done. And then I added 4 more. So I had done that post of the 3 pictures of myself. I did that like 2 weeks prior to creating this. And I just reused it and stuck it on there. And that's an easy outlet to find your Instagram, like any kind of posts that you've done, and you can reuse them quickly if you think about it. Plus, you don't really want to have like a Beachbody album in your Instagram. That'd be a little salty. So tip number 6 is to break up your paragraph. I did this little quote from Leonardo da Vinci. I almost said DiCaprio. I love him. Leonardo da Vinci. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. So you want to keep your post simple and easy to read. You want to break up your post into smaller sentences. Don't make them too long and too drawn out. An exception is maybe a long, like a once a month, super vulnerable, long, good post. And you can do that because you want to have one of those really long, just strong posts. You don't want to have them every single week or every single day. Like, I just feel like when you have them too long, no one really wants to read them. And you just kind of skim through it. You kind of get to the point and then you're there. So it's keeping it simple, to the point, and adding value to it. When you're writing, keep in mind of your followers. Give them a little and wanting more. You just want to that book, Jab, Jab, Hook, I believe it is. You really want to just give them a little taste. Be like, hey, I'm just going to give you just a tiny bit of myself, and then pull it from them. And then they're going to be like, wait, I want to know more. And they want to continue to follow you. That's how you're going to get people to follow you more, when you can share just a tiny bit of your life with them, and then, giving them a little bit. So don't share everything all at once. You don't really want to do that. Because once you share everything all at once, then what more is there to share? You want to break it up for them. So tip number 7 is to follow the weekly post trends. These are so easy, and they're there for you guys, and it's easy way to be creative. If you can't think of anything, follow the weekly trend. This is the best way. So why not? I put, it's super easy to think of a post when social media has already created these trends. So why not follow them and make them your own? Like Motivational Mondays, throw up something that's motivating. Give them something that, and it could be motivating for you. Get yourself out of bed. It could be one of those kind of posts. It could be a post of just what's going on in your life. Or so many times I've had people say, thank you so much for sharing just that little motivational post every single Monday. Or what is it? Never miss a Monday. Take a sweaty picture. People want to know, if people see you working out on a Monday and you're sweating and then you say never miss a Monday, they're going to want to get up and do it. Transformation Tuesday is very popular. Obviously, that is a huge trend for us Beachbody coaches. Now, I don't recommend doing that every single Tuesday. I think maybe once or twice a month is okay, but be creative with it. Don't always show pictures of you standing there in your bra and your shorts. Show pictures like, this one where it's 2 different years. I've had 2 different clothings on. I'm fully clothed. It's just 2 different pictures of me, or share of your challengers transformations. Share a transformation of, it could be a mental transformation. You were here and now you're here, or something like that. Tasty Tuesdays are always really good because people want to know more recipes. There's always people looking for more recipes. That's why Pinterest is so popular. People want creativity, ideas, and definitely recipes. I like to do Wishful Wednesdays, kind of something that I like to tend to do. I don't really know a lot about a lot of Wednesdays, but there's Water Wednesday, Women Crush Wednesday. You can talk about powerful what that inspire you, like post something about that, and a little bit who you are. So these are really good ways to share some of your stories, is through the Throwback Thursdays and Flashback Fridays. I just did this really great post, and I was hoping it would take off, so I'm going to do it again because I thought it was brilliant. And people can copy this by any means, but I had posted up something saying, write down your favorite memory of me. Comment below, give me your favorite memory of me and what you did. And then a couple hours later, I posted this really sentimental post of who I was and where I went and where I've become. And it's all tied into that little post from give me a little throwback of a good memory of me that you guys remember. And I didn't care what kind of memory it was. I know personally I have a lot of stuff going on. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, baby woke up. Flashback Fridays are really good because you can do the same kind of thing. And then obviously there's Flex It Fridays. Show a pose, show a muscle, kind of, these are the best ways. If you can't think of anything creative, these are the best ways to do it because it's all right there for you. And people are already doing these trends, so why not follow them? But make them your own, make them fun. Tip number 8 is not every picture and post needs to be over the top. Like, you don't have to create this elaborate picture to have a good post. You can do something that is basic, jumping in the air like this, or I tend to put like a picture. I always find ways where I can have like Shakeology behind me, or something that has something Beachbody that's like hidden, you know, that's not part of my posts. It's just there. So, but it catches people's eyes and they're like, oh, you know, I think I remember I wrote something about like just a healthy breakfast with my kids, and I'm obsessed with Disney mugs. So I talked about my mug, which was right next to my Shakeology cup. Nothing about Shakeology, but people saw that still. So they all know that that's kind of what I do. I have a lot of people that message me when I've asked them and I go, do you know anything about Shakeology? They're like, no, but we know you do it. Because it's in my posts all the time. It's there. So they don't have to be these crazy creative posts. They can just be really beautiful, simple posts like this. And my next tip is to check out what other coaches are doing. Follow some of the top coaches and get inspiration from them. The biggest compliment you can give is to repeat something someone else is doing. These two pictures right here, I basically had gotten these ideas from two other coaches. I made it my own. I didn't like copy them completely, but I took a little bit of what they did and I'm like, oh, that's a really smart idea. I didn't think about stacking those cups up and like looking at them like I'm in love with them kind of thing, you know. Some other creative mind did that. This one always cracks me up where it's which program should I pick? I saw that and I was like, that is so funny. Now, I don't mind if people want to take some of my posts and be like, yeah, that's a great idea. Can I use that? Yes, because that's awesome if you find inspiration. I want to find inspiration from my other coaches as well. But the thing is, like, you want to make it your own. You want to be real. If it doesn't sound like you, then don't do it. If you don't think that you want to make a post like that, or if you don't find inspiration with it, then don't do it. But you want to make it sound like you. And that's where my last tip is be you. It's just to be you. And I love this quote. To be beautiful means to be, you don't need to accept, you don't have to be accepted by others. You need to accept yourself. So when you find that niche you have, and it could be something that is basic, it doesn't have to be over the top. Just share you. You're selling yourself. You're selling you. You want people to want to be around you, and that's why you're posting these and why you're a Beachbody coach. So be you, and yeah. So I think those are like my 10 tips. I don't really all of these ones I pretty much came up with myself. I tend to find inspiration in the weirdest sometimes, and when things happen in my life, I just want to share them and going on in my life. My kids enjoy it. They tend to always want me to take pictures of them, which is fun. Little last slide that I posted for you guys is I just did a couple of examples of like what challenge posts I have done. I always like to try to put myself in the picture in the posts. I try to add a little bit of me in it and show a little bit, not too salesy. So I don't try to put too much Beachbody all over the place. But I do put little hidden gems in there. So I thought I would share just a few of the challenge posts. And by all means, like if you guys want to go to my Instagram album on my Facebook and scroll through it. And if you guys find inspiration and you want to repeat it, go ahead. I would be so flattered if you found something that inspired you and you guys want to go and create it yourself like that. So all means, enjoy and friend request me if you're not my friend, and then check out the stuff. So yeah, that's it. Really, I don't know how to stop the screen share. Oh, stop share. There it is. So, is there any like questions?
That was awesome.
First, also, I want to say sorry.
Very organized. It was awesome. Is there a way you could share? Because I'm on my phone, so it was like super small. But I wanted to see all your slides. Is there a way you could share them? You know, do that in our group because I could see like tiny bits, but they were so cool. I wanted to see bigger.
Oh, like the pictures?
Yeah, just your slides.
Yeah,
because my phone's so tiny, so I can.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and share it in there and just put the
awesome
in there.
Because you do have really good posts. I was wanting to see like the cup one that you're talking. I could hardly see it, but it looks cute.
That one is because I found inspiration from someone else. I just found another inspiration from another coach, and I'm like, that is a brilliant idea, and I'm going,
which they probably did too, and then that person did.
Exactly, and that's a really great way to find inspiration. Charlotte does really good, fun, creative posts too. But I mean, I have a weird like thing in my head where I'm like, this happened in my life. How can I share it? Like the whole baby, and I was holding him and he pooped up his back. I shared that, you know. I just think of like weird ways to share what's going on in my life because I feel like that's what my followers want to see is going on, you know.
Totally.
But I do everything on my phone. I have a hard time on the computer. Anxiety because it's not fast enough for me.
I do the same.
Mm-hmm.
I really like how you said to share stuff like as it happens and then I just forget or I forget what I want to say or you know what I'm saying. And when things happen in the moment and you can like because you're feeling that way so you can type it out like it's gonna be so much more
valuable.
Yeah, because it's like in the moment, right? So I mean that was such a good I was like, oh wow, that's awesome. But then I also feel like I'll be posting 30 times a day.
I do though. That's the thing. Like I have days that I post so much. Like, I really post a lot. I'm like, oh, yeah. But I remember when I was like, well, you have to time when you post it, time when you do it. I'm like, when I think about the time, I'm like, that just perfect outlet for me. And I really found that once I started, it's on your it's on your mind, it's fresh, it's there. And since it's on my phone, I just type it out real fast.
Yeah. Okay. It was really good. I want to like watch this again. Thanks.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad. I hope everyone get. I mean, I really hope you guys all get some inspiration about that and like little tips on posting. I really felt like that could help like a lot of the new coaches too and ideas.
Do you know what? I actually did copy you. So you did. I send notes in my kids' packs all the time.
I know. I saw
you posted it, and I was like, I'm going to post mine, and it went over so well.
I saw that. I was like, yes.
So that was from you.
I saw that from both of you and was like, I need to do that.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
I saw that from both of you and was like, I need to do that. That's such a cute, just to do.
Well,
like not as a post. That's sweet.
I think I woke up on a Monday and I started doing the notes and I said, you know, I wrote the note for my son and I go, this is a great motivational Monday. I'm like, kids need motivation too. And why not share that? I'm a parent and I have a lot of followers that are parents and why not share that we need to motivate our kids? That podcast that Chalene Johnson did about raising our children has really stuck. Like deep into my brain about raising really positive, healthy children. And so now I'm like praising them all the time. I'm like, oh, you pooped all over for it. I love you. You know, like, I try to like praise them all the time and just make them feel beautiful and amazing. And even though I want to pull my hair out because you just colored all over my walls.
Mm-hmm.
So, yay. Anything else?
I did, and I forgot.
Okay.
I like how you hid the Shakeology cup. That was pretty
These are
awesome.
fun.
Yeah.
I'd like to try to find ways to do that, though.
I know. I've never even thought of it.
What?
I said I noticed you do it like all the time. Like once a day at least. There's a picture of Shakeology in the background of your phone.
It's called something. What is that called? Like,
I love it.
there's a name for it.
I'm gonna start doing that.
I feel like I feel like I kind of heard that.
Subliminal messaging.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Yes, that's what it is.
Subliminal messaging.
Subliminal.
It's like when they don't really realize they're seeing it, but they're like seeing it, and they're seeing it, and then they're seeing it again.
Right.
Yeah.
And people say, well, I don't know anything about it, but I know.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
It is very late here, so I'm gonna
You're
go.
welcome.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Awesome. Have a good night.
Bye.
You should-
She's gone. No, she went. Krista. Where are we?